Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about a tilt shift lens. About over a year ago, I went on a worldwide search to find the best money could buy 40mm tilt shift lens, and I came across this. We fondly call it the Beast, and I'll tell you, you'll see why soon. This is made in Kiev. It's called a Hartblei Carl Zeiss Optics, probably the sharpest lens in my camera bag. Also, probably the heaviest lens in my camera bag, unfortunately. It is really engineered to last. So, let's talk about some functionality here. Okay, the aperture ring here in the front, nothing special about that. Half stops, all good. I shoot everything at 11. Circle of light with this thing, with the shifting, etc. That's the best one to use. From practice over a year, trust me, that's the one to go. For sharpening, for focusing, we put it on 4, then we engage this wheel here, and take this off, because we'll do that afterwards. We start spinning, turning this. For normally very practical for videos, but for this too, because when we're at 4, the adjustment is so infinitely small that when we finally find it, that's good. But we have to be careful that we don't turn the camera afterwards, because if we don't disengage the wheel, the focus will change, as you can see. Therefore, once we have the focus set, what I do is, on this thing I have my little red tape I had before, I tape this down. It stays there. This is it. We've got the focus in place, we take this out, this turns as much, we can turn everything, our focus stays. This is important. Having said that, you notice that you can't see it underneath, I'll take the tape off for now. Here's our focusing, and it all is in feet. Now, if you turn the camera upside down, you've got the ring again, which is great because you can't read anymore from underneath, but it's on the top. But now this is in meters. If it had been meters, feet, it would have worked. But this way, lines don't mean anything to them. And the aperture side, we have it on both sides, which is great. All right, let's lock this down, assuming this is taped up. Now we want to deal with a shift. All right, this lens has been recently serviced. So, everything's a little tight, so if I look like I'm stressing a bit, it is. But that's good. That's how we want it. It'll loosen up later. Here we are. So we take these rings, we open them up slightly, and shift it. We have a shift to the left. Okay, now I want to shift to the right. Push our finger down on the button, swing the camera around, locks in, open up, swing back, look at your level in the back of the camera. Electronic is level. That's it. You're shooting the other side. Simple as that. So this operation is just done via just spinning like this. Now, the downside of this, aside from the focusing thing here, was you have to be careful that you don't touch this ring. This ring here is the tilt ring. This does the tilt for us. I don't use a tilt very often, so I tighten these down as hard as I can. But even then, if you're not careful and you've got your finger on this to spin the camera and your finger's there, it's going to block it, and now you're tilting the camera. Bad design. So, having that in mind, you have to become the master of the camera. And the camera, or the lens, should I say, and not the lens being the master. To do this, I jokingly say, I take it to bed with me. I actually go and watch television, put it on my lap, and then while I'm watching television, I just let my fingers walk around this lens completely. So now, if I want to change aperture, I can change it. I know where I am at this. I can put it back at 11 without watching. I can spin the camera. You notice I'm not looking at the camera at all, spinning it back, putting it in. We want a shift. We can do all the shift. This is all because my fingers know this camera. It's a very good tip. Trust me. It's good for all the equipment. If you buy a new camera and you want to know it, this is how you do it. With the Fuji, I did it. It took me forever. There's so many controls, there's like 14 control function buttons on this thing. You touched everything, it was a disaster. I know this by heart. I can change everything. So, having said that, I'm going to, in another session, going to go into how to shoot with this, all the things of the practical aspects of using it in the field. But for now, this is all. This is Christopher Leggett signing out. Goodbye.